Hey guys, I wanted to throw up another quick video for you here. I want to talk a little bit about the first game of the year. I know there's been a lot of up and down about how did Jimmy do in the first game, and was he maybe a little too overwhelmed, or was he thinking too much on some things? We have to understand there was a few things that happened. One, Marquise Goodwin got knocked out of the game pretty early. That does affect a lot of how the defense was going to play certain things, and I want to show that a little bit because what you end up having is Goodwin, who has an elite level speed, is now out of the game, and in his place, you have a young second year receiver or first year receiver in his first game who doesn't always he at this point I don't think he fully understands what his role is in every play. So I want to talk about this play, and I'm actually going to show we ran this exact same play in 2017, and we had Marquise Goodwin in the game, and I want to just show this here. Pettis is down here. Let's see if my finger will actually draw. Pettis is down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to run what we call the pin concept. Pin's been around for a long time. You've heard me talk about or write about it in the zone. That it's a post plus in. So Pettis here, he's responsible to run a post route, and then Garcon, he's going to be running the in. So the idea is this works really well against a cover three because you're isolating that guy. That guy in the deep safety, you are trying to high low him on a vertical stretch, and 9 times out of 10, this safety is supposed to drop back here. Adrian Colbert got bit early in the year against the Cardinals when they ran the same concept, and he ended up jumping on the in route. But Jimmy Garoppolo here, one, we move Selleck back and forth, and nobody moves on the defense. The only thing that happens is this safety moves down, and that would generally show you zone. Minnesota here actually does a really good job of hiding their defense pre-snap because they're actually going to be in a man coverage. We're going to have Xavier Rhodes is going to be here on Pettis, and we're manned up and manned up, and this linebacker is on Breda. If they had shown somebody shadowing, I would wager to bet that Jimmy would have gone to Matt Breda here, who's I mean we've all seen Breda. He's got really good speed, and he's lined up on he's matched up on a linebacker, and you'll see how that kind of plays out later. This is Trent Taylor. I think he's on the outside. He's just going to run a deep out or deep comeback. Um, the what Pettis has to understand here is that his job is not necessarily to get the ball. His job, he'll get the ball if this safety doesn't do his job, if that makes sense. But he is supposed to get vertically as quickly as he can and run this safety off. He's got to get this safety to pull out. Now, what I'll do is before I show how this play ended up, I want to show how this play is supposed to look. This is us against the Titans in 2017, and this is Marquise Goodwin. You see this formation is pretty much the same that we have. We just used a tight end, and then we have a fullback here. We just dressed it up a little bit differently, but Marquise Goodwin's right here. He's going to run a post, and we got Kendrick Bourne's going to run an in. And so let's watch how this runs. Marquise Goodwin, if you look, he gets an he's looking to release inside and grab this safety. And then he's going to get vertically up the field. He's grabbing this safety. So as he's going, he is pushing that. He's trying to grab that safety's attention and draw him up the field. You see him backpedaling. And Jimmy doesn't waste much time. He pretty quickly he gets this ball out because what he's reading is he's looking for these linebackers to go out either way to open up the middle of the field. He's pretty much when he sees a single safety, he's trusting that his receiver is going to drive that safety out. The only time what he might do is if this guy goes completely flat-footed and drives down on this route, he might go. But you can see he's already in the windup right here. He said, I see this safety's back. I'm going for that in route. He wants to get the ball out quick, protect himself. I mean, this is even with a play action on this one. Watch how quickly Jimmy gets the ball out. I mean, his turn around and throw. That's what they want to do. They want to get the ball out quickly to the in route on the run, having pulled that safety out. Now let's go to what this, as you see here, this is very similar. You have Pettis here in close. He's going to run a post, and you have Garcon here is going to run the in. Now Garcon probably runs his in a little bit deep, but as we go off this play, right here, you see actually that Minnesota was in man coverage. This linebacker is trying to get out here. He's not flying downhill. He's going straight sideways because he doesn't want. He knows if he tries to go downhill, this guy's just going to run right around him. But Jimmy, as he drops back, he sees both of these linebackers widen. And so what he's looking at is, I got a really good space in the middle of the field. The problem was, look how long it takes Pettis to get off the line. He dances around way too much here. His job is to get inside and get vertical. That's what you want to see from him. Compare this to how Goodwin ran his route. He takes way too long, and then he's just kind of slow in it. He doesn't really push vertically very quickly. And what that does is that never threatens this safety, and he sits on this in route. I mean, Jimmy still needs to see that safety, but because he about got our receiver's head taken off, and if he had been a little bit quick, if Jimmy's release wasn't quite so quick, he might have been picked off right there. And really, he should have thrown it to the running back. But again, Minnesota did a very good job of hiding this pre-snap that they were in man coverage. It looks like zone, and as we saw from the previous play, when we ran this play last year against zone, he hit that in route because that's the one that's going to be open. If this receiver can push vertically and pull this safety out, but because he takes way too much time trying to get inside. If you remember back to what I'd shown earlier, how Goodwin ran this route, it was immediately inside and up. He's got to grab this safety's attention. He just takes way too long to do this. He dances around and then tries to swat and lets himself get held a little bit, and he never threatens that safety. That's a young guy who, again, as the year went along and he was in the offense, he started to pick up on this stuff and where his role is in different plays. But that's one of the things that happened and why we had so many things kind of go wrong for us in that Minnesota game offensively, that you see the difference in how defenses play that when Goodwin's in the game versus Pettis, who is in his first NFL game.